Hello everyone, and thank you for visiting our channel. Today, we'll be delving into the lives of talented actors who left us too soon, often without us even realizing it. From Hollywood icons to rising stars, these individuals made significant contributions to the world of entertainment before their untimely passing. Before we begin, we ask for your support. If this video or their legacy has touched your life, please like it as a sign of respect. Thank you. Now let's begin.
Can you imagine what goes on inside my brain?
Sudden silence in the kitchen. Celebrity chef Anne Burrell dies unexpectedly at 55. Anne Burrell, the larger-than-life Food Network star and beloved mentor on Worst Cooks in America, has tragically passed away. She was found unresponsive in her Brooklyn home early Tuesday morning and pronounced dead at the scene. Her sudden loss shocked fans and fellow chefs across the country, with the cause of death still pending an autopsy. Known for her signature spiky blonde hair, playful sass, and unmatched culinary talent, Anne rose to fame through hit shows like Iron Chef America, Chopped, and Chef Wanted. Her Emmy-nominated show Secrets of a Restaurant Chef ran for 9 seasons, cementing her as a household name in American kitchens. She also authored 2 best-selling cookbooks that empowered home chefs everywhere. Just days before her passing, Anne shared a joyful photo with the Green Lady of Brooklyn and spent time with close friends and fellow chefs, a final snapshot of a life still burning bright. Chef Tyler Florence remembered her as a legendary chef and an even better friend, recalling her warmth, wit, and unwavering presence in every room. Anne is survived by her husband, Stuart Claxton, his son Javier, her mother Marlena, and siblings Jane and Ben. Her flame may have dimmed, but her joy, generosity, and passion for food will echo in kitchens and hearts for years to come. Tragically gone, too soon, Lilo and Stitch star David Hekili Kenui Bell dies at 57 while movie still in theaters. David Hekili Kenui Bell, the beloved Hawaiian actor who lit up the screen in Disney's live-action Lilo and Stitch, has tragically passed away at the age of 57. The heartbreaking news was confirmed by his sister, Jaylene Kanani Bell, on June 17th, through a deeply emotional post on Facebook. Though the cause of death has not been disclosed, the timing of his passing, just weeks after the film's premiere, has left fans and loved ones stunned. David was more than a performer. Born and raised in Hawaii, he spent years working at Kona International Airport, where his voice became part of the travel experience, welcoming visitors with warmth and aloha. His proudest moment wasn't just acting. It was recording the official airport announcements, heard daily by thousands. Despite facing a late start in his acting career, David broke through with appearances in Hawaii 5-0, Magnum P.I., and most recently as the towering yet gentle Big Hawaiian Dude in Lilo and Stitch. At the film's premiere on May 23rd, he joyfully reserved first-class seats for his entire family, a final celebration he was proud to share. Described by his sister as a prince among men, David leaves behind a legacy of love, laughter, and quiet strength. His unexpected departure is a reminder to cherish every moment. If this tribute touched your heart, please like, comment your memories, and subscribe for more stories honoring lives that mattered.
You're everyone's problem. That's because every time you go up in the air, you're unsafe.
Farewell to a Hollywood icon, Val Kilmer's cause of death revealed, a legacy beyond words. Val Kilmer, the magnetic actor who brought unforgettable intensity to roles like Iceman in Top Gun and Batman in Batman Forever, has tragically passed away at 65. 9 days after his death, his daughter Mercedes confirmed he died of pneumonia in Los Angeles on April 1st. His death certificate cites acute respiratory failure, chronic respiratory issues, and recurrent throat cancer as underlying conditions. Kilmer battled throat cancer for over a decade. He underwent aggressive treatments, including radiation, chemotherapy, and a tracheostomy that permanently altered his voice. Despite these setbacks, his spirit never waned. In 2022, he returned to the screen one final time in Top Gun: Maverick, reuniting with Tom Cruise in a deeply emotional scene that moved millions. His vulnerability and resilience were powerfully documented in Val, the 2021 Amazon film chronicling his life and career. With narration written by Val and spoken by his son Jack, the film offered rare insight into the inner world of an artist who could no longer speak, but still had so much to say. His daughter Mercedes called him brilliant, creative, and my favorite person to hang out with. Kilmer is remembered not just for his iconic roles, but for the way he faced illness with dignity and transformed pain into powerful art. His voice may have faded, but his story echoes on.
It was stinking. After 10 days I went in.
Well, you're the best qualified to clean it up.
Why should I?
Farewell to a firecracker. Kim Woodburn, Queen of Clean, dies at 83. After short illness. Kim Woodburn, the unforgettable British TV personality and self-proclaimed Queen of Clean, has sadly passed away at the age of 83. Her death on Monday followed a brief illness and was confirmed by her longtime manager. Her devoted husband, Peter, announced the heartbreaking news on her Instagram, writing, "My wonderful, beautiful Kim passed away last night. God bless my love." Kim rose to stardom in 2003 with How Clean Is Your House?, where she and co-host Aggie McKenzie tackled Britain's grimiest homes with gloves, grit, and unforgettable attitude. Her bold charm and no-nonsense approach made her a household name, and a legend in UK reality television. But behind the sharp wit was a woman who had endured deep pain. Kim spoke openly about a harsh childhood, years of abuse in boarding school, and the devastating loss of her stillborn son in her 20s, a child she buried herself in a Liverpool park. Through these hardships, she rebuilt her life with resilience and fierce honesty. Later appearances on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and Celebrity Big Brother reignited public fascination with her no-filter personality, both adored and controversial. Remembered by loved ones as charismatic, strong, and deeply human, Kim leaves behind a legacy that's as bold as it is enduring. If Kim's story touched you, please like, share your memories, and subscribe for more tributes that celebrate lives lived loud.
You would not logically count on being able to get hold of.
Legend of the Skies and the Page. William Langewiesche dies at 70, a voice that never blinked. William Langewiesche, a fearless investigative writer and seasoned pilot who redefined aviation journalism, has passed away at 70 after a battle with prostate cancer. His death, confirmed by longtime editor Cullen Murphy, marks the end of a career that bridged sky and story with unmatched depth. With a cockpit view few journalists ever had, Langewiesche brought rare authority to aviation disasters. His landmark 2002 report on the Egyptair 990 crash, which controversially attributed the tragedy to co-pilot suicide, earned him a National Magazine Award and global attention. His voice remained unflinching even in the face of official denial. But Langewiesche wasn't bound to aviation alone. He chronicled the chaotic cleanup of Ground Zero in American ground, investigated nuclear proliferation, maritime piracy, and the human costs of industrial collapse. His writing, both razor-sharp and immersive, graced the pages of The Atlantic, Vanity Fair, and the New York Times Magazine for over 3 decades. The son of legendary flight instructor Wolfgang Langewiesche, William learned to fly as a child. He supported his writing through corporate piloting, turning experience into insight. A Stanford-trained anthropologist, he authored 9 books and was twice honored with National Magazine Awards. Colleagues remember him as relentless, precise, and quietly brilliant, a man who never stopped asking hard questions. His legacy lives on in every corner of journalism where truth still takes flight. Brian Wilson, the sonic mastermind behind the Beach Boys and one of pop music's most visionary composers, has passed away at 82. His family confirmed the heartbreaking news on June 11th, asking for privacy as they mourn the loss of a man whose music shaped generations. Wilson's genius gave birth to Pet Sounds, 1966, an album hailed by many as the greatest ever made. With layered harmonies, orchestral ambition, and emotional depth, he transformed teenage surf anthems into soul-searching art, redefining what pop could be. Yet behind the sunshine melodies was a life clouded by pain. Wilson endured partial deafness from childhood and was later diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder. He battled anxiety, addiction, and spent long periods in isolation, especially under the controversial care of psychologist Eugene Landy, who once held legal and financial control over him. Through it all, Brian kept creating. His solo work, the long-awaited release of Smile, and a moving reunion with the Beach Boys in 2011 reminded the world of his unmatched brilliance. Even in frailty, his 2016 Pet Sounds tour and final performance in 2022 resonated with quiet power. He sold his publishing rights for $50 million in 2021, leaving behind not just a legendary catalog, but 7 children and a world forever changed by his sound. Bob Dylan called him a genius. Sean Lennon called him a hero. We simply call him unforgettable.
Mind is flooded now, but thank you so much for having me. The reason I shared that post.
She lit up the MTV screen with fierce confidence and raw authenticity, and now, tragically, Ananda Lewis is gone, at just 52. Her sister Lakshmi confirmed her passing on June 11th, marking the end of a long, deeply personal battle with stage 4 breast cancer. Once crowned the it girl of the hip-hop generation, Ananda rose to fame in 1997 as a beloved VJ on Total Request Live and Hot Zone, later headlining her own daytime talk show. Born in Los Angeles, Ananda overcame a turbulent childhood, turning pain into purpose. After graduating from Howard University, she began her career on BET's Teen Summit, where her intelligence and charisma caught MTV's attention. Her live interviews, warm presence, and sharp instincts redefined what it meant to be a woman in broadcast television. In 2020, Ananda revealed her cancer diagnosis and her difficult decision to forego conventional treatments. With heartbreaking honesty, she later admitted, "I wish I could go back." Yet even in decline, she remained a beacon of truth, urging women to prioritize early detection. Beyond television, she was a carpenter, a mother, a truth teller. She leaves behind her teenage son and a legacy of $8 million, built on years of dedication to media and storytelling. In her final reflections, Ananda said, "When it's time for me to go, I want to look back and say, I did that exactly how I wanted to." And she did. With a heavy heart, the world of industrial music mourns the passing of Douglas McCarthy, frontman of Nitzer Ebb and a towering figure in electronic body music. He died on June 11, 2025, at the age of 58, after a quiet but devastating battle with liver cirrhosis brought on by years of alcohol abuse. Born in London in 1966, McCarthy helped launch Nitzer Ebb in 1982, shaping a fierce and minimal sound that pushed beyond post-punk into something darker, bolder, electronic body music. Their debut album, That Total Age, 1987, and singles like Join the Chant and Control I'm Here set the underground ablaze. Touring with Depeche Mode only amplified their influence, placing McCarthy at the forefront of a sonic revolution. But behind the commanding voice and intense performances was a man facing his own trials. In 2024, McCarthy stepped back from touring, revealing his diagnosis and sobriety journey. "Recovery is a long process," he said, having given up drinking for over 2 years. Even in illness, he remained creatively restless, forming new acts like Black Line and collaborating with Terrence Fixmer. His final years reflected a man who refused to be defined by decline, but rather by a relentless pursuit of sound and truth. His passing was confirmed by his band, who asked for privacy for his wife and family. Though he left no public fortune behind, Douglas McCarthy leaves a towering legacy, raw, defiant, and unforgettable.
And I'm very, very proud to have known you.
She didn't just play the part, she transformed it. Loretta Swit, the unforgettable soul behind Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan on MASH, has passed away at 87. Trained, sharp, and full of wit, Swit starred in all but 11 episodes across the show's legendary 11 seasons. Her role earned her 10 Emmy nominations and 2 wins, a tribute not just to her performance, but to the emotional depth she brought to a character once dismissed as a joke. Born in 1937, Swit captivated audiences not only on MASH, but in films like Race with the Devil and S.O.B., and TV hits like Gunsmoke and Hawaii 5-0. Yet her career wasn't just about fame, it was a mission. She pushed back against stereotypes, insisting on dignity and complexity for the women she portrayed. In a heartfelt tribute, Alan Alda wrote, "More than acting her part, she created it." Fellow castmates Mike Farrell and Jamie Farr echoed this loss, with Farr calling her an exceptional friend whose absence leaves a void. Tragically, Sweet died of suspected natural causes at her New York City home. Publicist Harlan Bowl confirmed the news. She left behind no children, but her legacy, a fierce, independent woman who chose career, purpose, and principle over societal pressure, will long outlive her. At her passing, Sweet's estate was valued at $4 million, a symbol not of wealth, but of a life fully lived.
Much better, Joey Bear.
Wow, this,
With quiet grace and powerful presence, Valerie Mahaffey lit up every stage and screen she graced. Sadly, the Emmy-winning actress passed away on May 30th, 2025, at the age of 71, after a courageous battle with cancer. Her passing was confirmed by publicist Jillian Roscoe, marking the end of a remarkable 5-decade career. Best known for her Emmy-winning role as Eve in Northern Exposure, Valerie also brought unforgettable characters to life in Desperate Housewives, Young Sheldon, and Dead to Me. Her nuanced performances earned her not only critical acclaim, but a deep connection with audiences. Born in Indonesia and raised across continents, Valerie brought a unique depth to her craft. From Broadway stages alongside Raul Julia to film roles in Seabiscuit and French Exit, her talent transcended genres. In her final years, she continued to work, appearing in Apple TV Plus's Echo 3 and earning an Independent Spirit Award nomination for French Exit. Her husband, actor Joseph Kell, expressed his heartbreak. "I have lost the love of my life." Their daughter Alice, in a tender tribute, wrote, "I'll look for you in all the fun moments of life. I know that's where you'll be." Valerie's legacy lives on, not only in her work, but in the hearts she touched. Her estimated net worth at the time of her passing was $1 million, a testament to a career built on consistency, passion, and quiet strength.
Federally certified crash test dummies and putting it together and just kind of fashioning our own.
He changed the way we watched sports, and now he's gone. John Brenkus, the Emmy-winning creator and host of Sports Science, has tragically passed away at the age of 54. On May 31st, 2025, he died by suicide after a long and private battle with depression, a heartbreaking confirmation shared by the Virginia Medical Examiner. Through Sports Science, Brenkus brought science into the soul of the game. With nearly 1,800 segments aired across Fox Sports and ESPN, his voice, energy, and brilliance made sports feel more alive, more human. His innovative approach earned him 6 Emmy Awards and a permanent place in sports broadcasting history. But behind the scenes, Brenkus struggled. In a 2023 interview, he revealed falling into a deep, deep depression after selling the show. In a moment of darkness, it was his dog Zeppelin who physically stopped him, an act that began his journey back to life. Through 6 therapists and countless emotional battles, Brenkus found temporary peace, only to lose the fight years later. He leaves behind not only a groundbreaking legacy in media and science, but also an estimated net worth of $10 million. His loved ones, including his team at Brinks.tv, have asked for privacy and compassion, urging others struggling to seek help. John Brenkus didn't just explain gravity, he lifted us with it.
You stupid, you filthy slut! Did you with me?
He portrayed an icon of horror, but left behind a legacy haunted by controversy. Ed Gale, the man behind Chucky and Child's Play, and Howard T. Duck in Howard the Duck, has tragically passed away at the age of 61. His niece confirmed the news on Facebook with poignant words, a heavy heart and a surprisingly light coffin. With over 130 film and television credits, Gale's career spanned decades, from cult classics like Spaceballs and Baywatch to voice and suit work in The Jungle Book and Land of the Lost. His unique physicality and dedication gave life to characters others simply couldn't. But his career met a devastating turn in 2023 when Gale was caught in a sting operation attempting to meet a minor. He openly admitted wrongdoing. "I know it was wrong and it was illegal." Though never arrested due to health conditions, this marked a dark stain on his reputation. His net worth remains undisclosed, but industry estimates suggest he left behind a modest fortune, likely in the low millions. Despite the scandal, Gale's passing evokes reflection, not just on talent and legacy, but on accountability and complexity. As the film community processes his loss, the balance between artistic contribution and personal conduct remains a difficult yet necessary conversation.
A steep street up to the cathedral, and he begged.
Marcel Ophuls, the Oscar-winning documentarian who dared to confront history's darkest truths, has passed away peacefully at the age of 97 in the south of France, as confirmed by his grandson. Best known for his groundbreaking film, The Sorrow and the Pity, Ophuls exposed the painful reality of France's role during Nazi occupation. So boldly, the film was banned in its own country for 12 years. It didn't aim to condemn, but to ask hard human questions about survival, morality, and the limits of courage. Born in Frankfurt in 1927, Ophuls fled the rise of Nazism with his family, eventually resettling in Los Angeles. From those early years of exile came a fierce commitment to truth. He would go on to craft landmark documentaries like Hotel Terminus, the 4-hour exposé on Nazi war criminal Klaus Barbie that earned him an Academy Award, and The Memory of Justice, where he drew parallels between Nuremberg and Vietnam. Ophuls' legacy was never about easy answers. He once said, "In times of great crisis, we make decisions of life and death. It's a lot to ask people to become heroes." Yet through cinema, he became exactly that, an unflinching witness. His decades of work reshaped the documentary form, giving it emotional weight and political urgency. Ophuls taught at Princeton, worked with major networks, and inspired generations. Today, we remember not just a filmmaker, but a moral compass who used film to illuminate the shadows we'd rather not see.
Should have cared more about you and your feelings at that time, and
Ben Rathbun's final chapter arrived far too soon. The former 90 Day Fiancé star remembered for his whirlwind romance with Mahogany Roca on Season 5 of Before the 90 Days, has passed away at age 55. His death on May 19, 2025, from stage 4 stomach cancer, was confirmed by his ex-wife, Lisa Perry Rathbun, who mournfully announced it to their community. Despite his fame arriving late in life, Ben's TV journey touched viewers worldwide. From a complicated love story that sparked debates to a quiet marriage announcement in 90 Day Diaries 2024, he remained a figure of fascination. But his real legacy lies off-screen, with 4 children, deep faith, and a passion for fitness he shared on TikTok before illness struck. Diagnosed with metastatic adenocarcinoma in December 2024, Ben faced the brutal disease with silent strength, choosing family over fame in his final months. He passed away peacefully at his parents' home in Greencastle, Indiana, surrounded by loved ones, especially Mahogany, who stayed by his side. In one of his last public messages, he said simply, "Have an awesome, awesome day. You deserve it." A gentle reminder from a man who knew what it meant to value each moment. The 90 Day Fiancé community has responded with an outpouring of grief. Fellow cast member Kimberly Menzies wrote, "My heart breaks for his kids and family." In sorrow, they celebrate a man whose journey, though cut short, left a mark.
I was thinking about you. I was so excited to see you that I wore your jacket running on the beach.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking news. How did she survive this? Oprah's painful past and the rise no one saw coming. There are few names in the world that stir as much admiration, empathy, and inspiration as Oprah Winfrey. For 25 unforgettable years, she held the hearts of millions with The Oprah Winfrey Show, not just as a host, but as a beacon of vulnerability, wisdom, and unshakable strength. But what most people saw on screen was only the surface of a story shaped by deep pain, unrelenting struggle, and an iron will to rise above it all. Before she was a billionaire, before the global fame, before she stood shoulder to shoulder with presidents and queens, Oprah was just a little girl in Mississippi, wearing dresses made from potato sacks, navigating a world that didn't seem to want her. Born on January 29, 1954, in the small town of Kosciuszko, Mississippi, Oprah Gayle Winfrey entered the world already facing towering odds. Her mother, Vernita Lee, was just a teenager. Her father, Vernon Winfrey, was mostly absent in her early years. Raised by her grandmother, Hattie Mae, in grinding poverty, Oprah's early memories are colored by humiliation, neglect, and raw survival. She has often spoken of being teased at school, mocked for her clothes, for her name, for daring to dream. But even then, something powerful stirred inside her. Her grandmother taught her to read by age 3, and soon, Oprah was delivering sermons to farm animals, reading scripture at church, and falling in love with the rhythm and refuge of language. It was storytelling, not money or status, that gave her her first sense of self. That fragile world would shatter when, at 6, Oprah moved to Milwaukee to live with her mother. There, a darker chapter began. Over several years, she was sexually abused by multiple family members and trusted adults, a trauma she would later recount on national television, breaking silences that millions of survivors had held for decades. These weren't just moments of pain. They were emotional earthquakes that shook the foundation of her young identity. By age 13, Oprah had run away from home. At 14, she became pregnant, a reality that was both terrifying and isolating. When her son died shortly after birth, she was left not only with grief, but a haunting sense of shame she carried for years. And yet, even in that storm, the seeds of resilience were quietly taking root. Sent to live with her father in Nashville, Oprah's life changed course. Vernon Winfrey, a barber and Army veteran, was strict but nurturing. He demanded discipline, valued education, and most importantly, believed in her potential. Under his guidance, Oprah thrived in school. She found her voice again through public speaking and dramatic performance. At 17, she entered and won the Miss Black Tennessee beauty pageant, then landed a job at a local radio station. It was the beginning of a meteoric and unlikely rise. By 19, Oprah became the first black female news anchor at WLAC-TV in Nashville. She wasn't just breaking barriers, she was breaking molds. Her style, emotional, authentic, direct, clashed with the cold detachment expected in newsrooms, but it connected with people deeply. In Baltimore, she co-hosted People Are Talking, a local talk show that let her be fully herself. Audiences fell in love, not with a polished celebrity, but with a woman unafraid to cry, to laugh loudly, to ask the questions that really mattered. That authenticity caught the attention of Chicago's WLS-TV in 1984, and within months, The Oprah Winfrey Show was born. And just like that, the world changed. Before we continue with the rest of Oprah's unbelievable journey, through public vulnerability, personal healing, and building an empire rooted in empathy, we want to hear from you. Have you ever found strength in your own pain like Oprah did? Has she ever helped you see yourself differently? Through a show, a quote, or just her example? Please share your reflections in the comments. Your voice matters here. Even at the height of her power, with the Oprah Winfrey Show shaping the very soul of daytime television, Oprah Winfrey was preparing to risk it all. In the year 2011, she stepped away from the show that made her a household name. Instead of coasting on past success, she chose to build something entirely new. She launched her own television network, the Oprah Winfrey Network, known as OWN. It was a bold and historic leap. Oprah wasn't just hosting anymore. She was owning, she was leading, she was responsible for every decision, every dollar, every show. This wasn't just a network. It was her name, her vision, and her values, all on the line. But soon, things began to unravel. OWN struggled to find an audience. Ratings were low, critics were harsh, advertisers pulled back. Many in the media began to ask out loud whether Oprah had overreached, whether she had lost her magic, whether the queen of talk had finally met her limit. For the first time in decades, Oprah was failing, publicly and painfully. But she did what she had always done. She didn't run. She recentered. She made difficult decisions. She reorganized her team, restructured the network's leadership, and redefined its programming. Instead of chasing trends, she leaned into truth. She focused on meaningful content, stories of healing, courage, and connection. Shows like Super Soul Sunday began to capture hearts. Ava DuVernay's Queen Sugar gave new voice to Black storytelling. Slowly, OWN found its rhythm. And once again, Oprah proved that resilience is not just about bouncing back, it's about returning to purpose. At the same time, her personal life entered a new chapter, one marked by transformation, vulnerability, and deep reflection. As she entered her 50s and 60s, Oprah spoke candidly about menopause. She described experiencing brain fog, heart palpitations, and emotional changes that left her confused, overwhelmed, and even ashamed. In a world that rarely supports aging women, Oprah used her voice to bring light to a hidden struggle, allowing millions of women to feel seen, heard, and normal. Then, in the year 2024, a health scare reminded the world that even Oprah Winfrey is not invincible. She was hospitalized due to a severe stomach virus, requiring a brief but serious recovery period. It was a jarring moment for her and for those who have always seen her as unshakable. But true to her nature, Oprah returned with clarity. She reminded the world and herself that health is sacred and that even the strongest among us must stop, listen, and rest. Through it all, success, setbacks, fame, and frailty, Oprah never lost sight of what mattered most: love, connection, and meaning. Though she never married or had biological children, Oprah has built a life filled with deep, intentional relationships. Her longtime partner, Stedman Graham, has stood by her side since 1986. Though they were once engaged, Oprah later shared that she chose not to marry, believing that traditional marriage might have altered the balance and freedom of their relationship. Instead, they built what she calls a spiritual partnership, rooted in mutual growth and unwavering respect. And then there is her best friend, Gayle King, a sister in every way except blood. Their bond, spanning more than 4 decades, has become a symbol of pure, unbreakable friendship. In a world that often undervalues platonic love, Oprah and Gayle have shown that friendship can be the most enduring kind of devotion. But perhaps Oprah's most powerful expression of family is found in South Africa, in the hearts of the young women she calls her daughters. In 2007, Oprah founded the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls, a boarding school dedicated to empowering brilliant, underserved girls. She is not a distant benefactor. She is present. She mentors. She visits. She listens. She once said, "I didn't have children of my own, but I mother every girl in that school." These girls call her Mom O. And through them, Oprah has extended her legacy beyond television, into classrooms, into futures, into generations yet to come. Her philanthropy does not stop there. Oprah has donated hundreds of millions of dollars through the Oprah Winfrey Charitable Foundation. She was a major contributor to the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture. During the COVID-19 pandemic, she pledged $12 million to support struggling communities across the United States. And in 2023, after the devastating wildfires in Maui, she co-founded the People's Fund of Maui, providing direct financial relief to residents who had lost everything. This is the essence of Oprah. She does not give for applause. She gives because she remembers what it felt like to be poor, to be ignored, to be invisible. As of the year 2025, Oprah Winfrey's net worth is estimated to be $3 billion. She is one of the wealthiest women in the world and the most successful Black woman in American history. But her true wealth is not found in bank accounts. It lives in the lives she's touched, in every survivor who found courage through her story, in every girl who dares to dream bigger because Oprah believed in her, in every audience member who walked away from her show not just entertained, but transformed. She built Harpo Productions to own her story. She built OWN to amplify the stories of others. She has never stopped asking hard questions, and she has never stopped giving honest answers, because Oprah Winfrey believes in truth, and she believes in you. Her legacy is not perfection. It is perseverance. It is vulnerability. It is growth. It is grace. She has failed. She has fallen. She has doubted. She has cried. But she has risen. Again, and again, and again. If you have ever felt broken, forgotten, ashamed, or afraid, Oprah's life is a message to you. You can begin again. You are not alone, and your story is not over. Now we would love to hear your voice. Which part of Oprah's journey touches you the most? Have you ever found healing, strength, or purpose in something she shared? Please leave a comment below and let others be inspired by your story. And if this tribute moved you, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a story that matters. Thank you for being here to honor a life of courage, wisdom, and compassion. Oprah Winfrey, a voice that healed, a soul that lifted, and a legacy that will never fade.